So John, your CTE programs here at Nipomo High School are getting a lot of attention, not only locally but nationally, and I would say even internationally. So tell me about these programs.
So we're fortunate, we've got several CTE programs, including public safety, sports medicine. We have a product innovation and design, and several within our ag program, including ag sciences, animal science, plant science, and ag mechanics. And so our ag program recently was rated the #1 ag program, FFA program in the state of California.
You were selected to be at nationals. How did you get there?
So about 3 years ago, I joined the dairy products evaluation team. And so last May, we were named the #1 team in the state of California. So we were given the opportunity to represent dairy products and represent California at the National FFA Convention and Expo. So this is a career development event, and this has taught me all about the dairy industry and what goes into producing dairy products, from cheese to milk to fat content to actually having to memorize test questions applying to the dairy industry. So we competed at the National FFA Convention, and we are proudly the 3rd high national team in the nation.
So Nipomo represented the state of California at nationals.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
And your teachers are very engaged in this, and they're an integral part of your CTE success. Tell me about that.
Yeah, our teachers are dynamic. We have nearly 40% of our students are enrolled in our FFA program and ag classes on our campus. I think in addition to our staff, we've built out an ag sciences pathway that fulfills the minimum A to G requirements for students that are continuing on to a CSU or UC campus.
Rosemary, this program you've put together is not only receiving state attention, but national attention. Tell me about that journey.
You know, I feel fortunate to work with amazing teachers here in our program, and the teachers really make the program come to life for our students. We believe wholeheartedly in our agriculture education model, which is focused in the classroom, teaching our students technical skills, but then allowing them to experience those outside of the classroom in their own agricultural projects, and then working on the whole student and developing their leadership skills through our FFA program. So we feel here in the Ag Department at Nipomo High School, it's a community where kids build confidence. And with confidence, they take the initiative to learn new things, take risks, and through that risk and new exploration, they gain life skills that they could apply regardless of their career choice.
Kayla, you're the Nipomo FFA president. What's that like?
Oh wow, it's an awesome opportunity to be able to lead the over 458 Nipomo FFA members we have here at Nipomo High School. Great things are always happening here at our chapter. Recently, we just got back from our National FFA Convention and Expo, where we took over 25 students who were able to tour Indianapolis and learn about the agriculture industry on a national level.
Where do you see these skills taking you in the future?
Oh, definitely, very far. So going into high school, I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do or exactly the field I saw myself in. So once I got involved in the agricultural industry, I realized that my future belongs in agriculture. So after I graduate high school, because I am a senior, I'm applying to either Purdue, Texas A&M, or Cal Poly. I will major in agriculture business and either go into the seeding industry, become a pest control advisor, or eventually even own my own agricultural business someday.
Wow, that's exciting. Seems like you have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you.
And now your community is very supportive of this program. How did you go about engaging them so well?
So part of the CTE pathways is that we have a advisory group. So we have our ag advisory, and we also have an incredible parent backing with our ag friends, and they generate a substantial amount of funds that provide for great opportunities for students to experience careers and experience local businesses that give them exposure they may not otherwise have.
Now, I know you work at the Dog and Animal Cat Hospital in Nipomo. What do you normally do there? What are your responsibilities?
My responsibilities at the Nipomo Dog and Cat Hospital are making up the surgical packs and prepping surgery, as well as restocking all the syringes and gauze and so forth, as well as cleaning out the kennels for the dogs and walking them on a regular basis when they need to be walked.
You must be very proud of your students and your staff.
You know, it's overwhelming to see these young people go from having no idea what they want to do to their senior year where we challenged them to take an internship in the agriculture industry, because economically California contributes over $50 billion into the agriculture industry, and so these kids get to have internships.
My highlights in the ag department have been getting more involved, especially with getting my job and then being able to compete with my proficiency as well as project comp. So I really like that I was able to get involved in advance in certain competitions and look forward to advancing this year as well.
And what are your long-term goals, Crystal?
My long-term goals are to go off to Cal Poly, major in animal science, and then go to UC Davis med school to become a veterinarian.
So seeing those kids go from having no interest to finding their place and building their self-confidence, so when they leave here, they know that they could accomplish anything that they put their mind to.
Well, thank you for sharing your CTE programs here at Nipomo.
Thank you.
So I thank the Nipomo Agriculture Department for giving me these opportunities that not many others would have, and opening my future to wanting to become a veterinarian.
So Crystal, it's your senior year. What are you going to do when you graduate?
I hope to attend Cal Poly and major in animal science, maybe minor in business, so that I can open up my own hospital and become a veterinarian.
Or when did you have that moment that you decided this is what you wanted to do?
Well, starting off high school, my intentions weren't to become a veterinarian. I actually wanted to become a pathologist assistant. But being enrolled in these classes, I found a new interest, and one that was I was drawn to it. And so with that, it exposed me to working with animals, as well as learning that I really have a passion for that, and I really want to pursue a career with animals.
Okay, Crystal, this is a lamb that was born a month and a half ago, so he's about 6 weeks. So he's going to start eating grain and alfalfa, because baby lambs, mostly their diet is milk, but now he's going to start transitioning to forage and grain. So we want to give him some vitamin B12 complex just to help with his digestion and the probiotics in his digestive system. So you want to take your drench gun there and administer 5 cc's. So if you could load the gun, and then I'm going to show you how to administer it in his mouth. So you want to press that all the way down.
5 cc's?
Yep. And draw up 5.
Do I push
And then
back?
push the air out.
That's
Okay.
a lot.
That's good.
Okay.
All right. So, do you recall what the...
Do I leave it in there?
No, pull it out. Where's the best place you're going to drench him, right?
In the mouth.
In the mouth. So do sheep have teeth on the top and the bottom?
Only on the bottom.
Right. But in the back, they have upper and lower molars.
Yes.
So ideally, you want to get it in here, in between his front teeth and his back teeth, because there's no teeth there, so he's not biting me. And then this is curved because it's going to go in the back of his throat. So just want to get that in the back of his throat, and then you'll depress it in. Okay. So you want to turn this so the curve is going to go to the back, right?
Right there?
Yep. They look like little vitamin candy. Sweet.
Likes it.
Okay, so Crystal, we're gonna give them a shot of tetanus anytime we castrate them. So we've castrated him. You always want to give them a tetanus and a CD shot. So we're gonna do subcutaneous, so it's a slow release into their system. So you recall you pinch the skin, and then you're gonna take that needle parallel with the skin and push that in. But make sure you don't puncture the other side of the skin. So why don't you go ahead?
Okay. This way?
Yes. Just go slow, yeah. Okay. Don't go too far, perfect, and then push it in slowly.
It's like
Because it's very thick, so push it slow.
thick.
Okay, now let it go. And then usually let the skin go. And you'll see it usually has like see the little bump right there? Perfect, because none oozed out. You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
Another example of great education here on the Central Coast. Morgan, this is exciting. You're in a welding class with professional equipment. What's that like?
It's a really great experience, and since there's not like a lot of girls in there, it's just like fun to know that I'm one of them. Like getting to use all this stuff.
What are some of your memorable moments or things you've made?
Something memorable would be like learning how to use the MIG machine for the very first time and kind of being a little scared, but I got over it.
Do you see these skills carrying forward as you leave high school?
Yeah, I think they're very useful for in the future, and it's very good to like have in the back of my head.
Greg, as a math teacher myself in the 90s, I always promoted project-based learning, but I walk around your classroom and your shop here. This is project-based learning on steroids. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so each day or each week we'll have a central meeting and we'll talk about projects that the kids have been assigned or that they've taken on. They've gotten teachers contacting them saying, we need this done, can you do it? So we'll meet, find their progress, and then they are in charge of seeing it through from the beginning, doing all the emails, all the contacts to the teachers, making whatever it is, graphic artistry or making the physical project, and then giving it to them and getting their okay that it's presentable and it's finished to their satisfaction.
And I understand you do a lot with the community here. How did you establish those relationships? What's going on?
It began with robotics, so I met Dick Melsheimer with Melfort Borzel and have become close contacts with Ty Sofrano and Brett Keegan at Trust Automation. So they've actually toured this and have seen what we have and that we were able to use SolidWorks and Adobe Inventor and other 3D designing programs that they need their employees to run. Mm-hmm. So they were super excited about the fact that we're trying to get the kids up to where they can use those type of programs and then be eligible for maybe an internship at a company or even go in and get their degree and then be able to get a job as a designer.
So your students are working with companies like Trust Automation on real-world projects here at Nipomo High.
Yeah, we're trying to get to that, and we're going out now, and I made more contacts with some engineers and other companies and showing the kids that in our little hub, we have so many businesses that people don't know about that are manufacturing, that are graphic artistry. We just found out that there's a company that sells hockey equipment, and it's the biggest one, but it's in San Luis, where we don't even have snow. So embedded in our little community is contacts that they can actually go out with some training and get a job that can sustain them and be able to keep a quality of life that we want to live here.
Now, Assemblymember Cunningham has been a big proponent of career technical ed and moving forward. Why is that sustained funding important for your program?
Because we can't do anything that the kids want to design or the teachers need for us to design if we don't have the materials. So when you get a grant, usually either the grant's continual or if it's a one-time grant, and you get something that excites the students and you're starting to build, and then you run out of all the supplies and materials you need to go on and keep going on with the new students, and it's not there. So funding has to be set up so that all of the reusable materials and have to be paid for and accounted for each year so that it's not a problem.
So it's an ongoing project here that requires ongoing supplies.
We don't want the kids to have to go out and fundraise just to get the supplies to go out and learn. So.
Right.
I want to study mechanical engineering at Harvey Mudd College. I have an application right now that is binding into Harvey Mudd College in Claremont, and so if I get in there, then I'm bound to go there. If not, I have a couple other applications out, but that's really the one that I'm hoping to get into. I think just having access to a variety of different resources, not just three-dimensional design, but also graphic design, printing. There's a heat press for t-shirts. So all kinds of stuff like that has really broadened my horizons and showed me all the different kinds of things that I could do as a career outside of just the physical stuff that gets put together. I'm applying to USC for their Ivine Young Academy for Business Arts and Innovation. So I have to submit a portfolio, and this is the project I'm working on. A lot of times we surprise our customers with the quality or creativity that we put into the products, and so it's kind of fun to see people's faces when they see that a bunch of high schoolers put together whatever they're paying for.
So Greg, I understand your students can design a logo, screen print this, put it on a t-shirt in just about a class period, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So they go into the room and they do this?
Yes, on the computers they'll design it, they'll figure it out and print it off and be done by the end of the period.
Okay, so here's a challenge for you. I want the County Office of Education logo, all of the CTE emblems circling that on a t-shirt, and I'll make a $100 donation to your class.
That's sustainability.
All right, students, you're on.
Thank you, Dr. Brusha. Challenge met.